Cool, so my name's Phil, and along with Azzy and Bart, we're sitting back there, we're the founders of Tiggly. We all know the world really changed when Steve Jobs introduced the iPad, and now there are a whole bunch of tablets. In particular, I don't think we all quite expected how young some kids would be when they started engaging with the digital world. Some kids as young as 18 months are starting to learn how to play with an iPad. What would someone like Montessori say about this new digital world for really young kids? So what Tiggly wants to do is combine physical play with learning curriculum and apps to create the premier destination for early learning content. So we see two major trends in early learning. First of all, the world is going digital. Tablets are going into homes and into schools. And that means kids are playing less and less with the real world and less with physical manipulatives. At the same time, games are proving to be a great way to teach kids. And therefore, kids are expecting a lot more from educational content. They need to be engaged. They almost expect everything to be as fun as Angry Birds. So what does that mean about physical play? So what Tiggly wants to do is combine physical play with great educational content and make it way more engaging. So if you imagine going into that early childhood classroom and seeing these, old, boring blocks, well, now all of a sudden kids could play with them in both a physical and a digital world, and it can actually compete with these fun games like Angry Birds. So we essentially see, because of touch-based devices, for the first time there are three markets converging. Historically, learning curriculum and manipulatives have converged in a classroom where you have these wooden blocks or jelly beans. You've also had manipulatives and gamification overlapping in the toy industry, and most recently you've had gamification and learning curriculum overlap in the sense of learning apps, which all of a sudden are all over the App Store. But now all of a sudden, with those three markets together, you can have space in the middle for someone like Tiggly to combine those three elements. So, I probably don't need to spend too much time here, but we all know what's great about physical play. We also know what's great about tablets. Physical play can be way more interactive than just staring at a screen. It can, teach spatial cognition and motor skills. There are certain concepts, like say mathematics, which are learned better with physical things, and it can be a perfect bridge to the digital world. From the tablet standpoint, it can record data, it can give you analytics, it can adjust the difficulty level, it can give you progressive guidance, and you can keep pushing more and more content on top of it. So the addressable market is growing quickly, we all know that. So there are 27 million households that already have a tablet and a kid under the age of 5. And by 2016, that's going to more than double to almost 60 million households. It's growing so quickly because tablets are becoming more affordable with the Android and the iPad mini. Certain tablets are targeted towards kids or schools, and Windows 8 is essentially turning everything into a touch-based device. So what's Tiggly doing? Well, we've already started developing Tiggly Shapes and a few of these future products like Tiggly Count and Tiggly Alphabet. So we're taking old school physical toys and manipulatives and putting them in the iPad and making them way more engaging. Shapes teaches colors and shapes, and it also teaches just physical manipulation. And then Count and Alphabet are just way more engaging ways to use old school learning products. So we went to Toy Fair and we're kind of understanding where do we fit in the landscape. Hasbro Mattel, they've got their Barbies and Hot Wheels and they're putting them on the iPad. But they're a little bit kind of restrained by the brands that they have, and we could kind of start from first principles and say, what should kids be playing with? And then say someone like Leapfrog, which already has their own devices, is not necessarily moving very quickly into the iPad world. So that's where Tiggly kind of has its own little space. We've developed a great team. I'm graduating along with Bart from Harvard Business School, and this will be our full-time jobs. Alexa is our creative consultant. He's worked across Disney, PBS, and Nickelodeon. And Azzy will soon be finishing a PhD at the Teachers College at Columbia, where she's focused on early childhood learning, particularly around mathematics. And we've also got a pretty great advisory board, and not the time to go into details, unfortunately. So we're going to make money like a toy company. We'll sell toys, and then we'll also make money like an app company. We'll have in-app purchases and app upgrades. But really the future for us is quite exciting. We'll test a few different possibilities, but we'd love to be the destination where parents go looking for a brand they trust in early learning. So we've already had a lot of traction with Tiggly Shapes. We've got some pre-orders. We've had 25 mom blogs really wanting samples, but we've just had to delay until China's ready to start shipping. Retailers, when we went to Toy Fair, Best Buy, Nordstrom, Learning Express, Brookstone, they all kind of approached us out of nowhere and said, we want your product this Christmas. And we've been lucky to see some media as well. I won't spend too much time on the funds, but the nice thing is because we already have Tiggly Shapes ready to go and could have a big Christmas, we're going to become cash flow positive really quickly because we have a product ready to go. We just need a bit of funds at this point to make sure we can make Best Buy and Brookstone satisfied given the demands they have. So at this point, I'm hoping that a video plays.
Can you find all of the animals on the farm? Use your shapes to find the animals. What shapes do you see? Triangle. Good job. Now find another shape. Circle. Circle. Triangle.
Cool, that's it. I'm happy to take questions and thanks for the opportunity to present.
Okay, you've left them speechless. They don't have any questions. Okay, Assad, do you have one?
How many games do you have that the shapes can go on?
Yeah, we've got 3 prototype games. The thing you saw at the beginning of the video is our most advanced prototype, but the idea is that to make the physical product stand out in the store, we'll give 3 free apps when you purchase the shapes or whatever the next product is, and then over time for $1.99 or whatever you could buy more apps.
Okay? In the back? Nope, that's you.
So as you have a physical product that's going with this iPad, and your issue right now is making sure that you're able to fulfill that distribution, right? So your supply chain is all ready for you. It's just a matter of getting the funding, or you have other things that you need to work out?
No, I mean, I think I've been working this for 12 months, and the main focus is because physical products you can't really mess around. Like an app, you can keep changing, so we've left that a little bit for the end. We spent most of the usability testing in the video you saw there was making sure the shapes work really well and fit in a kid's hand. We've already invested $40,000 in China to have tooling ready to go. Literally, the issue now is working capital. You know, Best Buy says we want 50,000 units. I need, $250,000 to make them happy.
Okay, back here.
Little kids lose things all the time, so how about replacements?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be, particularly early on, really just send out replacements if someone asks for a replacement. Obviously, the price point is much higher than it costs us to produce them, so that won't be a huge cost to us to make sure that everyone's happy. But yeah, we'll also, when you buy the 4 shapes, you'll get a little carry kind of item that you can carry it around with, and hopefully it'll kind of display our brand and really show off how cool the product is.
What's the price? And in the middle?
So let's say the kid loses the star shape. Can he find something else, like a cookie cutter that's shaped just like that star, and press that on the screen and use that too, or it's got to be that?
Yeah, we have like proprietary technology on how they interact, so it's not just like a shadow or anything, it's actually you need our product to make it work, and that's where we have the IP and things. Yeah, and I think I heard someone say, what's the price point? It's $30 for the 4 apps, 4 shapes and 3 apps.